Today on the channel, we hit a true grand slam with the Australian exclusive 1 of 2000 AEW Unrivaled Timeless Toni Storm.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Unrivaled unboxing and review. And today, hot off the truck, we got Timeless Toni Storm 1 of 2000 edition. But of course, for all your Timeless Toni Storm needs, make sure you end up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get the deal out there. But this one, I got via Pro Wrestling Tees. Of course, after they have these event exclusives, they always sell the remaining stock on Pro Wrestling Tees. Went over there, snagged 2 of them, one for Mint on Card, one for my loose collection that you'll see right here. And of course, this one, a 1 of 2000 edition, and a fabulous looking one right off the bat. But this was originally an Australian exclusive. It says that here. Kinda, not really. I guess first to market Australian exclusive sounds a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. You guys pull out the semantics in the comments down below. But this hit from, what was that, February? Was it Grand Slam over there in Australia? Mariah May versus Toni Storm. Toni Storm won the title back, if I'm not mistaken, at that event. So quite the moment in time for Toni Storm. Quite the return home. Quite the exclusive, much like the Will Ospreay one we just unboxed recently. And you got to give a credit to the Jazzwares team. They do a heck of a job on the exclusives, the ringside exclusives like these. Just absolutely fabulous package design, absolutely fabulous figures. I will say they have the best exclusives in the wrestling game. There's no doubt about it. And there's no doubt about it how we're going to do this unboxing. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see what old Toni Storm's up to here. Once again, the packaging, we know it, we love it, but it does have a twist, and I'm here for that twist. I like that they keep it semi-uniform, but they add a little extra pizzazz, a little Australian pizzazz right here on the side. You got her in black and white there. Maybe we'll see another black and white variant in the future. You never know. 1 of 2000 sticker. That's a low run for sure. Gold at the top, AEW, the usual stuff. Toni Storm in the front. 8 and up. Thanks, Mark Summers, for the couch. Yes, that Mark Summers, Double Dare's own, on the couch. Always worried about those kids' ages, Mark. You're in your 70s now. It's good to see you still worrying about those kids out there. Looking good in the front there. Perfect for an autograph if that is your thing. The AU edition, as it does say down there. And you got another image of Toni Storm. Nothing too fun over here on the side, but does look good. And then you got the big old glamour shot looking like a young Marilyn Monroe. A real young Marilyn Monroe. How about that? Looking nice. And up top, it does say AU edition once again. But that's it. We're going to open it up. And I like how on the flap even has the coloring going on there. Hate to unbox these kind of things, but somebody's got to do it for science. Somebody's got to pick up the reins from Mr. Wizard, Bill Nye, Beekman's World. I'm the modern equivalent. For better or for worse, you're stuck with me. That's what I am. Shout out to Beekman. Shout out to Mr. Wizard. Shout out to Bill Nye, the science guy, of course. But now, here we go. Toni Storm. Can we get her out of the package? There it is. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Toni Storm doing Toni Storm things in the package right there in her maroon, an interesting color as well. Pop those hands out. And of course, watch out for the shoe. We got the shoe again. Pop this bad girl out and see you later. Goodbye. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop the timeless clock. What are we doing if there ever was one? I got too carried away with this unboxing. Through the package, gave it the old see you later, of course. But look what we found. We found the shirt. The shirt was still in the package. Right after I got done unboxing, I said, wait, there was supposed to be a shirt with this. And I thought maybe it was missing. Of course not. It was attached to the packaging right there. So we're going to get that out here. See you later. Goodbye. And it is a jersey, I guess a rugby jersey, I believe. I believe that's what that is. You do got the TS with the kangaroo. Once again, the Australian flag, AEW on the sleeves. Got the white piping around there. And then on the back, Storm, number 19. And I believe she's only 19 years old, so the math checks out. Sure it does, Todd McFarlane. She's only 19. Yeah, sure, whatever. But it is a nice shirt. And this goes on like a regular shirt, no Velcro, anything like that. Kind of reminds you of one of the ultimate WWE Mattel figures that we've got a lot of shirts for over the last couple of years. But almost missed this, almost threw it away. Disaster almost struck here in the 1 of 2000 Toni Storm. Toni Storm ready to party. She's a party girl. We see her out there. I was just in Omaha, Nebraska. Fought a blizzard to get to that AEW show. Some of you guys and gals saw me on TV, of course. See you later. Goodbye. I was giving Edge one of these. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Let's keep it clean, guys. And then mayhem commenced from there. But I was out there in the old AEW landscape, and Toni Storm was in the main event, doing commentary for Megan Bayne versus Chris Statlander, two heavy hitter females. I think I got a crush on Megan Bayne. It's true. I think I have a crush on Megan Bayne. She might be taking over. Well, you're right, Todd. I never had a crush on Rio. That's a popular misconception here on the channel here is I love Rio. Bring Rio out there. A longtime Rio fan, but I don't have a crush on Rio. I don't know. I look at her like a little kid or something. But now Megan Bayne, that's a different story. Todd, you seen this Megan Bayne? You have not seen this Megan. Well, I'll show you some pictures later. But I'm a big fan of Megan Bayne. I like tall chicks. I just don't like them when they're taller than me. And I saw her there. She's supposed to be 6'1". I don't think she's 6'1". I think maybe 6 foot at best. And then I was looking at her shoes. She's got some lifts in there, like a young Kane back in the day. So she's got some lifts. So I think she's about 5'9", 5'10". That's about the height of my wife there. So don't let my wife know. Nobody email thekylepetersonshow@gmail.com and tell my wife that, Kyle's got a crush on Megan Bayne. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just going to keep that crush between us right here. But shout out to Megan Bayne. I'm a big fan. And as I'm filming this, she's getting ready here in a couple of days to feud against Toni Storm in the upcoming AEW pay-per-view. We'll see where that ends up going. But I like Megan Bayne. We'll see what happens with that one there. But how about back to Toni Storm? I'll stop gushing about Megan Bayne. We'll get her figure in the future, I am sure. But let's look at the accessories first. We got the jazz hands. We got the splayed out hands. We got these going on. Love the red fingernail polish on this one. She does have her hand tattoos there. An interesting move, of course. Has that going on there. And then we got the shoe. Now, we got the shoe in black before. Now we get it in white. Get the most out of your molds. Give it a different color. Here for that. Makes sense. Part of the gimmick. We're here for that white high heel shoe. And then we get the title belt, the AEW female title belt. But for those title belt collectors out there, they're going to have to get this because it's a different colored strap here. So we've seen that with MJF in the past. Now we're seeing it with Toni Storm. I don't remember if she actually had this color strap, though. It doesn't ring a bell to me, but I don't pay that close attention, of course, as some of you guys and gals may know as well. But I do like how it's different, and I do like that it matches this outfit right here. So very cool to get the title belt. Just an all-encompassing, really good piece with the accessories. Looking very nice. Now, I know somebody will say, I wish there was a jacket, there was a robe or something. Not the case with this one here, unfortunately. But we got Toni Storm out of the package. And she's got quite the look going on her face right there. Obviously, she's puckering up for a little kiss action. There's a little black speck, though, right in between, which makes it look like she almost has like a pacifier in on mine. She just got a good look to her, a classic look, like a young Marilyn Monroe back in the day. Or what? Todd McFarlane, who? Oh, Todd, really? You big fan? You're a big fan of something. I knew it, Todd. I knew it. Those toes never lie. Todd said looks like a young Anna Nicole Smith. A young Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, okay. I'm here for that too. I mean, why not? Who knows? Who knows? But she does kind of have that look to her. So I guess we got that going on too. Tomato. Once again, Todd McFarlane from the couch. But the blonde hair looking really good on point right here. Quite the look though. It looks like Toni Storm though. There's no mistaking that, of course. She's got the TS and a kangaroo logo on there. Really throwing out those Australian stereotypes. She's just missing Outback Jack playing the role of Luther is all she's missing right there. Looking good on the top, though, in the maroon color with the white trim. Same thing down to the tights there. Got a couple of white lines on the back of her butt. It looks a little strange. Not sure if those are supposed to be there or not. White boots down here with the maroon laces. Looking very nice as well. White wrist tape. And then you do got the tattoos on the forearm, the inside of the forearm, and on the hands on this one as well. 2 slapping hands, 2 gripping hands, 2 hand-shaking hands. I guess that's what we got out of the package here. And, of course, articulation arms all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinned elbows. Oh, Todd's clapping his feet together. You look like a seal over there, Todd. He loves pins in his joints. Not me, though. Get these pins out of here. Get the F out, just like WWE back in the day. But we do got pins in there, of course. Hands back, forth, side to side. Head back, forth, side to side, up and down. Hula hoop up top, traditional waist. Those big old Toni Storm splits. She's ready to hop on that kangaroo. She's going to tie her kangaroo down sport. Going up like that for the big boot if need be. Thigh cut right there. Double jointed pin knees. Once again, those pins looking rough. Oh, just take my eyes right out of the game, those pins there, of course. Boot cut, ankles, back, forth, side to side, up and down. The usual articulation right here. I wonder if she's ever teamed up with the kangaroos. Of course, I remember as a little kid, I used to go to the VHS store, of course, and a lot of times where my grandma lived, it was like the country. It was like the gas station had VHS tapes. And I would go there. And one time they had like a 1940s or 50s wrestling. And I'm just like, I'm such a little kid craving wrestling, anything I get. Only wrestling VHS tape at this gas station. So we rented this classic one. And the first match on there was the Kangaroos. And I said, oh, look at these guys. They're Kangaroos and it's black and white. And this isn't anything like the Ultimate Warrior. So wild times at the old VHS / gas station as a little kid. But I wonder if she's ever met the Kangaroos. And I think they're all probably dead by now. Kangaroos don't have a long life, especially if they're wrestling ones. But there it is. Toni Storm looking pretty good right here. A pretty solid figure. Obviously, mint on card looks amazing. Not too shabby out of the card as well. Very fun. I got to think more Toni Storms are going to be upon us here. She's all over AEW TV, the current women's champion. Wouldn't be shocked to see her maybe as the first AEW Supreme female figure. Maybe that could happen in the future too. We'll have to stay tuned to see what's next for Toni Storm in the wrestling world and the action figure world. And of course, the last version we got, absolute game changer. Love this one over here, the black and white edition with the robe. Easily a top 10 AEW figure this year, I have to imagine. Reminds me a lot of last year with the Asuka. Everybody was claiming that's the ultimate of the year. That's the ultimate of the year. Now, it wasn't ultimate of the year for everybody, but a lot of people. Same thing with this one. Everybody's like, it's the figure of the year, figure of the year. We'll see what ends up happening, but I have to think it'll be in the top 10. Just a fabulous figure. And once again, this one not too shabby either. So there it is, Toni Storm ×2. What's your guys' thoughts on this Toni Storm? Worth a pickup for you? Easy pass, long game, no game? I guess long game would be the eBay game at this point, as it is sold out as far as I do know. But let me know your thoughts on this one, of course. And don't forget, brand new, my book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers line, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you want an autographed copy for whatever reason, you know how to hit me up, social media or the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. We can work something out for a soft cover, hardcover. Got a limited edition sticker, limited edition bookmark that will come with my copies as well. But thank you for the support on the book, just like the last book as well. Check out my new podcast weekly on, of course, all places podcasts are found, as well as on YouTube if you like the video version better. All kinds of stuff going on the Kyle Peterson Show every single week. Check out the Patreon for early access to everything, including the podcast, your best way to support the channel. And of course, Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So for Timeless Toni Storm, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to the end of the line.